Dear students, good morning. Welcome all of you to this Monday first class. We'll be continuing with the third trimester classes from today onwards till the notification from COE office comes regarding second trimester examination. So far we have seen investment attributes, risk return, liquidity, marketability, hedge against inflation. We have seen investment versus speculation. What's the difference between investor and the speculator? We have seen portfolio management process, investment objectives, and then we have seen the various investment avenues available for an individual investor, marketable, non-marketable security investments, real estate, and various financial and non-financial assets. All that we have seen, and we have come to primary market and secondary market, and primary markets various instruments in raising funds, IPO, FPO, and private placement, right issue, and then we looked at the secondary market. And secondary market, the mechanism, how the trading happens, how to buy and sell order through secondary market, and we have seen NSE and PSE, and we looked at the moneycontrol.com, looking at various stocks, how is it trading, and we have seen how the index can be constructed. Then we have seen the methods of constructing a Sensex and Nifty, because which is the major indices of our country, Sensex and Nifty. And we have seen price weighted index, equal weighted index, and value weighted index. And Sensex and Nifty follow the value weighted index. And how this calculation of index can be done, all that we have seen so far. So what we have seen is so far is the primary portions that we need to cover before we proceed with the risk return analysis. So today we are starting with the return and how we can calculate the return. See, for example, as per what is given here, the total return is expressed as the amount of money invested. See, for example, look at the next example what we have, then you will understand. Look at this. Sharma has saved 2,200 in the money market deposit account. Deposit account he has saved. He has put in 2,200. After 1 year, he has a return of 110 rupees. So he received 110 rupees after he has deposited money in the deposit account. So what is his rate of return? So simple calculation, 110 divided by 2,200, which will give you 5%. So he has invested 2,200. So from 2,200 he has received rupees 110 as a return, as the interest that he has received. So what is his rate of return? Rate of return is how much he received. That is, he has received 110 rupees. What he has invested is 2,200. Multiply by 100, which will give you 5%. So 110 divided by 2,200, multiply by 100 to get a percentage, you will get a 5%. So his rate of return is 5%. Now look at another example. Another person has invested 900 rupees. So, and this particular investment has grown to 1,050. So what is his rate of return? So he has invested 900 rupees and he got 1,050 back. So 150 rupees extra he got beyond his investment. So 150 divided by 900 multiplied by 100, which will give you the rate of return, that is 16.7. The previous case, he has invested 2,200, he has received 110 rupees. So what is the rate of return? The rate of return is 110 divided by 2,200 into 100, which will give you the rate of return. The second case is he has invested 900. After 1 year, that investment has grown to 1,050. So it has grown by 150 rupees. So what is the rate of return? 150 divided by his initial investment, that is 900, multiplied by 100, which will give you the rate of return, that is 16.7. Yeah. So there are two types of return that we talk about. One is return is equal to regular income. Regular income. That is regular income plus capital income. the total income, when we invest in any investment, the total income will be regular income plus the capital income. So what is called the regular income? The regular income can be when we invest in stock, we receive dividend on every year, or every every 6 months we will receive dividend when it is called interim dividend, or at the end of the year we receive dividend. That is called the regular income. When we deposit our money in the bank, we receive interest. That is called the regular income. Or when we buy bonds or debentures, we receive interest. So the regular income, it's called either dividend or interest. Okay? And capital income means how much the investment has grown. It can be, from 100 rupees, it is grown to 200 rupees. Okay? So regular income, or we call it current income, or regular income is also called current income. Okay? So the current income or the regular income, it can be positive or it can be zero, but it can never be negative. Regular income can never be negative, whereas the capital income can be positive. See, for example, you buy a stock at 100 rupees, it can be grown to 200 rupees. So that means it becomes positive. Or the 100 rupees, it can come down to 80 rupees. So it can be negative. Or it can remain at the same price, that is 100 rupees. I'm reading a slide now. So cash payments usually received regularly over the life of the investment. Examples, coupon interest payment, or coupon interest payment from bonds, or dividends from the stocks. Now, the second one is the capital income. The capital income means what? The stocks either increasing or decreasing. For example, a stock may pay a 10% dividend while its value is increasing from 100 rupees to 80 rupees. So if the value is falling from 100 rupees to 80 rupees, so that is called capital depreciation. So the capital income can be negative, or it can be positive, or it can be zero. So in this example, the capital income is negative. Now, what is the total return? So the total return, as it was mentioned earlier, total return is, the total return is, as it was written on the board on the slide, that is income, or it's called the current income, or plus price change. The price changes is also known as called capital yield. Now look at that. Now stocks. So we'll take one by one. We'll take first stocks. So stock, as all of us know, is a share of ownership of a company, and we buy and sell stocks to get the return. Now, what's the return on stocks? Return on stocks. One, dividend. The share of profit distributed from the cash, distributed in the form of cash to shareholder is called the dividend. So this dividend, it is called current income. It is called current income. What is called capital income here? The capital income here is increase in stock price. Increase in stock price or decrease in stock price. So increase in stock price is called capital income. Decrease in stock price is called capital loss. Now look at the example. Look at example for return on stocks. So look at this. So I have taken the live examples here. I have taken an example from DMart. So DMart, as all of us know, it's called Avenue Supermarket. It's a very high growing stocks nowadays. On June 13, 2019, the stock price was 1,350. June 13, 2019, 1 year before, the stock price was 1,350. Now yesterday, Friday, the stock price was 2,398. So the stock has grown from 1,350 to 2,398 for past 1 year. So what is it called? This is called capital income. The stock has grown. The stock has grown from 1,350 to 2,398 for past 1 year. The company has declared ₹5 per share. The company has declared ₹5 per share. So how do we get the rate of return from this particular stock? So calculate, that is annual income, that is your regular income, annual income, plus the price change. The price change, what we meant is the capital income, that is closing price minus opening price, okay, whole divided by opening price into 100. So what's the annual income? Annual income is rupees 5 per share. Annual income is rupees 5 per share, plus the closing price on Friday, on June 12th, it was 2,398. 2,398, it's a demat price. It's in the stock market, it's known as Avenue Supermarket. Now, on 1 year before, the stock price was 1,350. Okay, divide by the opening price, that is 1,350 into 100. So, which will give you the total rate of return for the past 1 year. The total rate of return is 78%. Okay. So, hope all of you remember this. First one, take current income. The current income is rupees 5 per share. Next is, you should add the capital income. So what's the capital income? The capital income is closing price minus opening price. That is called the capital income. And in relation to how much your investment is 1,350. Opening price was 1,350. Okay? Multiply with 100, which will give you the rate of return. So 78% is a 1 year rate of return. So this particular rate of return, no stock and no asset will give you. So the stock has got such a prominent return the stock gives. When you compare with any other asset class, this particular equity stocks surely will give us. So when you compare with the past 1 year, it is 78%. If you divide by 12, so you will get per month around 6%. So this is how we calculate the stock price. So the dividend is not given. For example, the dividend is not given. So how do we calculate the stock return? Closing price minus opening price divided by opening price. So closing price minus opening price divided by opening price will give you the stock return. Now, how do we calculate the index return? Closing index value minus opening index value. So divide by opening index value, multiply 100, which will give you the index return. So closing index value, say for example 33,212 minus the opening index value, say 33,102. So the closing index value is 33,102 multiplied by 100, which will give you the index return. The closing index value, say 33,212. Opening index value, say 33,102. So closing index value minus opening index value divided by opening index value multiply by 100, which will give you the index return. So stock return, how do we get that? Closing price minus opening price divided by opening price, which will give you the stock return. That is a capital gain, capital yield. We call it capital yield. If you add with the dividend, which will give you the total yield or total income, or we call it total return. So any clarification, anybody? Anybody, any clarification? Is that clear? Anybody? Any clarification? It's all of you unmuted, correct? All of you can, 1 minute. All of you can unmute yourself, correct? All of you can unmute yourself, correct? Hello? Okay, okay. So, any clarification, anybody? Shall we proceed further? Shall we proceed further? All of you can, all of you understood? Shall we proceed? Okay, so next we will take the bonds. This is the return from the stock. Then we will take the return from the bonds. How? The bonds calculation. The bond, as all of us know, bonds or debentures is a credit instrument, the debt instrument given by the company. So the bonds give you interest. Bonds gives us the interest. And bonds do not have capital gain. I mean, what I'm talking about, second part. The total income is equivalent to your regular income or current income plus the capital income. Bonds or debentures have only regular income, or we call it the current income. The bonds do not have capital income. Whatever you invest, see for example, you bought 10 debentures at the rate of 1,000. The 10,000 is your investment. You will get back the 10,000. The bonds value will not increase unless it is traded in the secondary market. If it is traded in secondary market, surely the bonds value will increase. Otherwise, bonds will not have this market value. So whatever the par value, the company will give you back. So in general, the bonds total income is equal to the interest that we receive. The interest that we receive is say 11%, so that is your rate of return. Then, next is the mutual funds. Mutual funds, as all of us know, the investors who cannot participate in the equity market can invest in mutual funds. Now, as we have discussed earlier, when we are discussing about various investment avenues, we talked about the various mutual funds, closed-ended funds, open-ended funds, and we have seen we have 45 mutual fund companies we have in our country, and these 45 mutual fund companies have got 4,000 mutual fund schemes we have in our country. So, and it has got more than 9 lakh crore under asset under management, AUM, asset and management in the mutual fund. All that we have seen in the when we have studied, when we have learned about various investment avenues. And when we invest in mutual fund, what we receive is units. We receive units. We don't receive stocks, we receive units. So in that case, how do we get the total income? How do we calculate total income? Total income here, as we invest in stocks, here also we receive dividend. So dividend plus, that is called your current income, plus the capital income. So how do we get capital income? You have opening NAV. We call it net asset value. Here we don't call it as a stock price as we have a stocks. Here we call it NAV. All that we have seen when we have learned about various investment avenues, various investment alternatives. So here the value of a mutual fund is called NAV, net asset value. So we have a closing NAV and we have opening NAV. So close NAV minus opening NAV, divide by opening NAV, which will give you the capital income. So what is your total income? Dividend plus, as we have seen in the stocks, closing NAV minus opening NAV, divide by opening NAV into 100, which will give you the total return from mutual fund. So the total return from mutual fund is dividends that we receive plus closing NAV minus opening NAV, divide by opening NAV into 100, which will give you the total return from the mutual fund. Okay, so I repeat once again, the stocks, how do we get? Dividend plus closing price minus opening price, divide by opening price into 100. In case of bonds or debentures, we don't receive dividend, we receive interest. So how do we get total return? Interest plus, if it is traded in the secondary market, you get the closing price. So closing price minus opening price divided by opening price into 100, which will give you the total return from bonds. In case of mutual funds, we receive dividend. Here we don't have a stock price, we have a NAV, net asset value. So how do we get that? Dividend plus closing NAV minus opening NAV, divide by opening NAV into 100, which will give you the total return from the mutual fund. Okay. Now how do we get that? Another example it is mentioned here. Another example for you to little more understanding. Look at this. The bond is, for example, it is 952 he bought it. Now currently selling at 952. He bought it for 948. But it is given there 968, but it's 948. Okay, so he sold for 952, and what is the price he bought? 948 he bought. So what's the closing value? 952 minus 948 divided by 948. It is not 968, 948. Now how do we get the annualized return? So annualized return, how do we get that? the return that you receive multiply by 12 minus 1 because you are going for annualized return. Annualized return means it is the return power of 12 minus 1. Return power of 12 minus 1, which will give you the annualized return. Okay. So if you want to calculate for 6 months return, power of 6 minus 1, which will give you 6 months return. Okay. So look at this here. He bought the shares for, look at the example here. He bought the share for 82 and he sold for 100 rupees and he received dividend for, he received for rupees as 8. So what is the total return for 9 months? Selling price, so dividend is 8. Same example, 8 rupees dividend, 100 minus 82 divided by 82 into 100, which will give you 31.71. Now, if you want to get annualized return, that is, you are going to calculate annualized return of 9 months. That is 1 plus r power of 12 by 9, because you are going to calculate for 9 months minus 1, which will give you annualized return. So 9 months return. So this is monthly return. You want to calculate for 9 months return. So how do we get that? The 1 plus return power of 12 minus 1. Here 9 months, so 12 by 9 minus 1, which will give you this annualized return. Now, the expected return, we will come back later. Expected return will come back later. Let us see the historical, how do we calculate the historical return? So now, we are going to calculate. So now we have seen return we have calculated. For each stock, return we calculate. How to calculate the return that we have seen? Closing price minus opening price divided by opening price I into 100. Then now we are going to calculate the average return. The return is given. So how to get the average return? That is what we call it, arithmetic return. Okay. So arithmetic return we know. So if you look at this example. So first year the return is 10%. Second year the return is 30%. Third year minus 20%. Okay. Fourth year the return is 0%. Fifth year the return is 20%. Okay. First year the return is 10%. How do we get this 10%? As we have done earlier. That is dividend plus closing price minus opening price divided by opening price into 100, which will give you the total return. So that by using that equation, we have calculated the return, total return. Now we need to calculate the average return, or we call it mean return. Average return or mean return. So average return or mean return, calculate the total return. The total return is 30 plus 10, 40, 40 minus 20, because negative return, 40 minus 20, so again 20. So 20 plus 0, 20. So 20 plus 20, 40%. Okay. So what is average return? Average return is X bar. X bar is 40 divided by 5. We should not use 40 divided by 4 because 1 year we got 0 return. Can we use 4? No. Number of years is 5. So 40 divided by 5. So 8% is your average return. Add the return, divide by 5, which will give you the average return. Now next return, we need to calculate the geometric mean. Now how do we get geometric mean? See, for example, I'll draw this the graph. First year we receive 10%. First year we receive 10%. Here 10% is here. 10 is here. Okay? 20 and we have 30. Okay? So first year 20 and third year is 30. And second year it comes to minus 20. And third year it is 0. And again it goes to the fifth year it is 20. So look at this. First year 10, first year 10%, second year 30%, third year minus 20%, 0% fourth year, and 5th year it is 20%. Okay? The return is now first year 10, 30 minus 20, 0, 20. How do you interpret this particular graph? How do you interpret this particular graph? Is the return increasing? Is the return fluctuating? Is the return decreasing? Anyone? By looking at this graph, what is your interpretation? The return is what? Fluctuating. The return is fluctuating. It is a diplomatic answer. In management, we want specific answer. Either increasing or decreasing. We want fluctuating. It is highly volatile. All these are all the diplomatic answers. Okay. So to calculate the compound rate of growth, we require another statistical tool called geometric mean. So geometric mean provides CAGR. CAGR means compounded annual growth rate. Compounded annual growth rate. So geometric mean provides CAGR, compounded annual growth rate. So this compounded annual growth rate can be used for any variable. So here the variable is return. The variable can be production. The variable can be sales. The variable can be output. The variable can be profit. So over the years, how much the profit has grown. Over the years, how much the output has grown. So what type of statistical tool that we'll have to use? The geometric mean. So finance and statistics are highly related. So without knowing statistics, we cannot study finance. Because in finance, all the statistical tools that we apply. Okay. So here, the statistical tool that we apply is the geometric mean. So look at this geometric mean. How to calculate? Calculation of geometric mean. Okay. So first year is 10. First year is 10. Second year 30. Third year minus 20. Fourth year it is 0. Fifth year 20. Now how do you get geometric mean? Calculate 1 plus r. 1 plus r. We call it return relative. 1 plus r. There is 1 plus 10%. 1.1. 10% means 10%. 1 plus 1.1. Okay. Then 1.3. So how do you get 1.3? 1 plus 30%. 30% means 0.3. So 1.3. Then 1 plus minus 20. So 0.8. 0.8. There is 1 minus 20%. So 0.8. Then 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 0, 1. Then 1 plus 2.0. That is 1 plus 20%. So 1.2. Is that clear? Is that all of you clear? It is called return relative. All of you clear? The calculation? 1 plus the return. 1 plus the return. The return for the first year is 10%. That is 0.1. 1 plus 0.1, 1.1. Second year, 30%, 0.3. That is 1.3. That is third year, 1 minus 0.2. 1 minus 0.2. That is 0.8. Fourth year, 1 plus 0, 1. Fifth year, 1 plus 0.2, 1.2. Is that clear? All of it clear? Calculation, return relative, any clarification? Anybody? All of you understood? Then multiply the return relative. Multiply the return relative. That is geometric mean is equal to 1.1, 1.3, 0.8, 1, 1.2, power 1 by 5. Power 1 by 5. How power 1 by 5? That is 1 by n. Power 1 by 5, that is 1 by n minus 1. Power 1 by 5 minus 1. So which will give you 6.54. 6.54. the return over the 5 years has grown by 6.54%. The average return is 8%. By looking at the graph, we have come to a conclusion that the return is fluctuating. It is not fluctuating. The return is grown by 6.54%. Okay, so it is not fluctuating, it is not decreasing, it is grown by 6.54%. So the geometric mean provides what is the compound annual growth rate. That's what we call it CAGR. So CAGR provides what is the annual growth rate. The annual growth rate for the past 5 years is 6.54%. So when we compare arithmetic mean and geometric mean, arithmetic mean provides only the simple average. What is the average rate of return? The average rate of return is 8%. For the past 5 years, average rate of return is 8%. And for the past 5 years, does return increase? Does return decrease? So how do we come to a conclusion? By calculating geometric mean. So geometric mean provides the compound annual growth rate over the period of time. The compound annual growth rate over a 5-year period, as per this particular example, is 6.54%. Any clarification? Anybody? So to calculate this, anybody who has got any clarification? Anybody? How to get CAGR? So CAGR can be calculated by using geometric mean. CAGR can be calculated by using geometric mean. Okay, so here what is the compound annual growth rate? 6.54. So how to calculate that 6.54? By using geometry. You got it? So CAGR is the what is your annual growth rate? Your annual growth rate is 6.54. 6.54% of rate of return. What is your average return over the 5 years? 8%. Average return is 8%. And what rate this return is increasing? At what rate the return is increasing? The return is increasing by 6.54%. Okay. Now, some of you can read that return. I'll calculate one more. Some of you can read the return. First year, what's the rate of return? Anybody? Can you read that? First year rate of return is how much? First year is 0.30, so 30%. So first year is 30. Second year is 20. Minus 20. Minus 20 is right? Second year.
Minus 12.
Third year minus 12. Correct?
Yeah.
Third year minus 12. Fourth year is
38.
38. Fifth year is
42.
42.
2.
So total. And the total?
68.
So total is how much?
One more is there, sir.
6 year. Yeah, 6 year.
36.
36. So add the total. Add the total. That is 32 is minus. So add the total. Some of you can add. How much comes? Some of you can add. $80 plus 36, 106. 106 plus 136. 136 minus 32. 104, correct? Is it right?
6.
Huh? 114. 114. Okay. So 114, your total return. Okay. So X bar, that is R bar. That is your average return, R bar. So R bar is 114 divided by 6. 114 divided by 6. So that will give you average return. So average return is, so 114 divided by 6. How much comes? Calculate. Everybody can calculate and tell me.
90.
How much comes? 114 divided by 19? 19%, correct? 19%. The average return is 19%. Okay? Now, at what rate the return is increasing? At what rate the return is decreasing? At what rate the return is increasing? At what rate the return is decreasing? How do we get that? By computing geometric mean. So how do you get that? First one 1.3, 1.3. Second one 0.8. Third one 0.88. Third one, fourth one 1.38. 1.42, 1.36. Got it? 1 plus return. So 1 plus return, first year 1 plus 30, that is 1.3. Second year 1 minus 20, that is 1 minus 0.2, that is 0.8. Third year 1 minus 0.12, that is 0.88. Then fourth year 1.38. Fifth year 1.42. Sixth year 1.36. Multiply. So geometric mean is equal to 1.3 into 0.8 into 0.88 into 1.38 into 1.42 into 1.36. Okay. Power 1 by 6. Power 1 by 6. Power 1 by 6 because scientific calculator only can use. Okay. So power 1 by 6 because n is 6 years. 1 by 6 minus 1. 1 by 6 minus 1, which will give you annualized return, or we call it CAGR. So power 1 by 6 minus 1, how much it comes as per the case? It is 16.02. 16.02. Okay. So the return, the average return is 19%. Over the 5 years, the return is grown by 16%. So geometric mean is always less than arithmetic mean. Geometric mean is always less than arithmetic mean. In any case, geometric mean will never be higher than the arithmetic mean. Okay. So any clarification, anybody, regarding the calculation of geometric mean, arithmetic mean, stock return, return from mutual fund value, index return, that's what we call it, stock return, market return, any clarification, anybody? Anybody, anything you want to ask? The CAGR of any variable, here the variable is return, the CAGR of output, production, sales, profit can be found out by using geometric mean. Any clarification, anybody? Okay, thank you very much. We will see tomorrow in the same time. Okay, thank you very much. We will see tomorrow.